I have not worked this hard.
I'm going to start letting people into the room just so they don't think they're kind of out.
Right, I do too. How beautiful that is.
I'm going to make it a little cooler.
Oh, yeah, but quite a few people. Okay, Alicia.
Going to make it a little cooler.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we had a timer online because we need it, but I think it's gonna work without it.
I think you did fabulous.
Oh my God, here's my friends.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm looking. Hi, everybody.
So you want to come a little more. So just to orient yourself, this is the camera here.
Tell me how I look, I can't see you.
You look great.
Can you see me? Where am I?
Right. Look at the top where Mr. Brady would usually be.
Oh, I see, okay.
But I want to make sure
But you gotta
everybody
get
can.
closer over there. There you go.
Can everyone hear us? Can anyone give us a thumbs up on Zoom if you can hear us? Thank you.
Okay, we're getting some thumbs up. Good to see everybody.
Hi, DT, I'm
There
Lori.
are refreshments in the conference room. Welcome to her power space.
Good evening, everyone. Hi.
This little-
Good evening.
Well, you know, I can say you, Mr. Blaze. Thank you again.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. We appreciate your time. Saying hi. Hi, Jackie. Latanya made it on. Yay. Okay, I'm going to turn it back around now.
Yeah, my lunch is super hybrid. I haven't done it with the circle yet. That circle really adds a lot of life.
And so far.
I think you're gonna see. I am gonna go ahead and welcome Geraldine back and let her do her thing. Geraldine.
Thank you so much, Lois, and thank you everyone again for being here. At Toastmasters, we provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And as you heard a few moments ago, the tagline for Toastmasters International is Toastmasters, where leaders are made. We are located in this country and several other countries, so it is definitely an international organization. Most of the meetings that you will attend will follow a pretty similar format. So when you leave today, you will have a clear understanding of what our organization is all about. To help in the facilitation of this meeting, we will have several members to participate in various roles. I will call on them at this time to give you a brief understanding of what their roles will be for tonight's meeting. Starting with, I am the Toastmaster, and my role as the Toastmaster is to keep us on track. Did you notice that already? And to call on our speakers and our other facilitators throughout the night. So with that, I will start with our odd counter to tell us what her role tonight will be. So at this time, I will ask Andrea Robinson to please tell us what your role as the, I'm sorry, Fon Lu. Thank you. So
yeah.
Alex is trying to tell me, Alex, you got my, Thank you. Alex is sitting there saying, no, it's not in there. Thank you. Our counter for tonight is Fong Lu, Toastmaster Fong Lu. You will see him on the screen. So welcome him and he will explain what his role as the counter will be.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. My role as art counter is to note and keep track any words or sound used by any speaker today at a crutch or pause filler. The use of inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, like, you know, as well as sound like will be mentioned in my report. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fong Lu. Next, we have our grammarian, Andrea Robbins, distinguished Toastmaster Andrea Robbins. Woo-hoo!
Evening, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and future Toastmasters. As grammarian, it is my role to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully for the use of the English language. I will take note of any improper language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, and thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to give you the word of the day. And today's word is disheveled, 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 which means marked by disorder and disarray. In a sentence, his hair disheveled and his clothes wrinkled. The late student had clearly overslept. Another example of disheveled, I am a realist. I know what I see. And what I see is a team that's somewhat disheveled, and that's on me. We ask that you use disheveled in the meeting in your prepared speeches or during the tabletop section. I will give a report when called upon at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. So in case you didn't know, we're going to try to use the word disheveled throughout the night when we have an opportunity to speak. It was my hope tonight, as I was getting prepared to come here, that I would not walk in the door looking disheveled. That's why I arrived an hour early, much to Michelle's dismay.
Because Michelle did look disheveled when she arrived.
At this time, I'm going to ask our timer, Alex, distinguished Toastmaster Alex, to give us the timer's report. He will tell us a little bit about what you will be timing and the time requirements. Thank you, Alex.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and eventual Toastmasters, you're on the journey. Timely meeting are of the essence. The timer is responsible for monitoring time for each meeting segment and each speaker. I will operate the timing signal indicating to each speaker as well as how long he or she has been talking. For regular speeches, 5 to 7 minutes, I will indicate green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. When the red card is held up, it's time to wrap up. For the table topics, we'll have 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, it's time to wrap up. As our Toastmaster today indicated, she's serious about being on time. For general evaluation, speaker will have 2 to 3 minutes. I will show the green card at 2 and the yellow card at 2.5 and the red at 3. I've already indicated the time and schedule for the first table topic. There's always this 30-second deviation to wrap up. I will give my report at the end of the meeting. I'm Toastmaster of the meeting.
Next is our general evaluator. Serving as our general evaluator for tonight is distinguished Toastmaster Lori Bailey. Lori is on the Zoom platform. Lori, can you please tell us what your role as the general evaluator will be tonight?
Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, Toastmasters, and guests. I am delighted this evening to serve as your general evaluator. My job as the general evaluator is to evaluate how the meeting is conducted from start to finish, if it followed the proper agenda for a regular Toastmasters meeting, and what the members and guests were participating in, how they reacted. That is my job as the general evaluator. I'm excited about serving this capacity this evening. Thank you, Toastmaster Geraldine, for inviting me this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished. Thank you for reminding me. Our future Toastmasters are honored. Thank you. They are not going to let me forget a thing. I am so glad to be among friends. Toastmasters has three distinct parts that you will see no matter how much we deviate in our meetings. You will see at least three things. And those three things are prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. The next portion of our meeting is dedicated to a prepared speech. And I am so excited tonight to have one of my friends, distinguished Toastmaster Blaze Goldsmith, who will be sharing with us tonight. Blaze is currently an area director for District 47 for Toastmasters International. He also serves as vice president of membership for his club. Blaze has been a personal trainer for 15 years and has participated in numerous fitness and cross-fitness events and has even run numerous half marathons. He is definitely into health and wellness. Blaze is also a member of a conscientious hip hop band called Ice Squad, which has toured along the East Coast in the United States. He also loves inspiring, motivating, and encouraging others. And he has had numerous opportunities to speak at schools, prisons, and conferences. His mission is to help others align with their purpose to effectively, efficiently, and optimally change the world. The title of his speech, Goal versus Growth. Please join me in welcoming distinguished Toastmaster, Blaze Goldsmith.
Show of hands. Who here has ever achieved a goal? Show of hands. Who has achieved a goal in the midst of the pandemic? Okay. Who here has achieved the goal in 2022? Most people. Impressive. So along this journey, I was so focused on goals. What's the next goal? Achieving these goals. I'm not a great person. I'm not moving forward if I don't get to these goals. One of my goals was to enter 2020 without any alcohol, to ring in the new year 2020 sober. I achieved that goal. But there was more. I felt like something was missing. So I decided to do the whole of January without any alcohol. They call it dry January. I did that. There was still something missing. I continued to press on, for it wasn't just about goals. Today, in fact, marks 800 days since I last took a sip of alcohol. I had to change my focus from goals to growth. Another one of my goals was just to attend a Toastmasters meeting. Some of my fellow Toastmasters can relate to this. That was my only goal, just to attend one meeting, for I was running from Toastmasters for 2 decades. I wasn't ready. Public speaking, to get in front of people and speak. No, I can do my job. I can read all these self-help books. They all name Toastmasters in them, but I'll do everything but that. After attending that first Toastmasters meeting, I felt good, but I wanted more. There was something missing. So I continued. And also my Toastmasters Club texted me, "Are you coming to the next meeting?" I wasn't planning on going for. I achieved my goal. I said, sure, I'll be there again next week. And again. Went again. Long story short, here I am, Vice President of Membership for my club, area director. Never saw any of this coming, for I was so focused on goals. I had to shift my focus from goals to growth. Many of you here can relate to goals that you've achieved, and you have certificates, diplomas, plaques on the wall. You got that dream job or that dream spouse or that dream pet, and you felt good in the moment. I achieved that goal. Maybe a few days later, a few weeks later, something missing. For it's not about goals, it's about growth. Another one of my goals was to attempt, keyword attempt, to stop eating meat. 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. I was not interested in anything else but achieving that goal of going vegan for 2 weeks. That was it. After those 2 weeks, I wanted more. I wanted to learn more. I sought more education. Those 2 weeks turned into a month and 6 months. And here I'm almost 5 months vegan. Not to toot my own horn, but just showing you the power of growth versus goals. So today here, I push you all to not just achieve goals in life, not just to get to the goals in life, but to embody the entire experience, to be transformed, to make these goals part of your lifestyle, to push forward, to not present yourself disheveled. I had to do the word somehow. But instead, to present yourself empowered, changed, renewed. So in closing, don't limit yourself to just achieving goals, but instead open yourself to attracting and believing growth. I am Toastmaster.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Alex. Very encouraging, and it's definitely something that I need to remember, because I am always striving to.
Toastmaster, please.
Yes.
I wasn't speaking. I was trying.
No, Blaze.
Please shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry. And let me tell you,
I have.
have you guys noticed? I don't have to worry about messing up too bad. I have so many people here helping me. Wow, I feel inspired. Thank you, Alex, thank you. The next part of our meeting is one of my favorite parts. And this is what we call table topics. Here to explain what table topics is all about and to perform the table topics segment of our meeting, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster, Dr. Susan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Geraldine. Thank you to the distinguished Toastmasters in the room and in Zoom, to our fellow Toastmasters and our future Toastmasters and most welcome guests. I am the table topics master of the day. My responsibility is actually to host the funnest part of the meeting because now you're going to be thinking on your feet. I'm going to be asking a question and you will have 1 to 2 minutes to give me a response. You won't know what the question is, but it's an opportunity for you to play in real life. We get asked questions all the time and we don't necessarily know what we're going to answer, and this gives us that opportunity to practice. And everyone in the room want to participate if I call on you? That looks like yeses. Everyone on Zoom want to participate? I get thumbs up. Wow. Okay, very nice. I'm excited.
Yep, 100% thumbs up. Almost 100%.
So we'll see how many we can have. And to get us a good example, first question, what is something you've always wanted to try but have been too afraid to try? Nindia on Zoom. There. Yes, I see Nindia. What is something you've always wanted to try but have been too afraid to? Nindia.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, distinguished Toastmasters. The question is, what is something that I always wanted to try and have been afraid to? One thing I've always wanted to do is travel to Europe. But the question is whether I can do this long in a flight, because flight to Europe, they are about 14 to 16 hours. And I do not like to fly. Being on the airplane is very scary. If I have to go somewhere, of course, I will get on a plane to go somewhere. But the idea of staying there for a very long time seems dangerous, scary, and I cannot even think about it. So this is one thing that I always want to do, and one day I hope to do it. I don't know if I will be able to do it, but I'm trying to.
Thank you, Cynthia, for letting us know what you were afraid to try. The next question, what made you smile this week? What made you smile this week? Chris?
Oh, me. Yeah. Sorry, I was like, do I need to go? Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. So what made me smile this week would be something extremely simple. Getting what I refer to as my godson. The church may not see it that way, I do, but knowing that I was going to have him come and share in this event. And I was very excited, very happy. Woke up smiling, knowing today was good. Yay. Sorry. What else would you like? Just keep going. Okay, well, I smile along. I'm a happy camper. Not really prepared for this speech, as you can obviously tell. But I'm excited that just very happy to be in a crowd full of people who are interested, willing to learn, and also very curious because somehow I believe I knew it from somewhere. I just cannot figure out where, and it's driving me crazy. We'll figure it out one way. Outside of that, pretty much just waiting for that card.
Such a good score.
Chris, none of us are prepared because it's table topics. and
Oh,
you're
okay.
prone to speaking, so you did wonderfully,
Honestly,
actually.
I wasn't
And you were
speaking with it.
Well, we're waiting for that green card, and that is the secret. So that 1 minute comes up.
I never let you down.
Our next question. What activities make you lose track of time? Alicia on Zoom, what activities make you lose track of time?
Good evening, Madam Topic Master, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters. What activity makes me lose track of time? That activity is called sleeping. I have a love affair.
She did.
Did everybody?
Excites me. Sleeping and getting into my bed, sliding in between those sheets and allowing the warmth of the bed to just cover me excites me, makes me so happy. I enjoy sleeping. There's an art to sleeping. You have to wind down. You have to relax. You may need a hot cup of tea or even read your Bible to help you sleep. I have no problem sleeping because once I slide into my sheets, place my head back on my pillow, my eyes gently close, and I go fast, fast to sleep because I enjoy sleeping and I lose track of time. My alarm clock goes off and I'm still sleeping. I hit the snooze button not once, not twice, but at least 3 times every morning because I'm still sleeping and I want to get all my sleep. Madam Table Topic Master.
Know how you lose track of time. Our next question is, what is your #1 goal or growth in the next 6 months? Daniel?
All right, Daniel.
What is your #1 goal in the next?
All right, let's run through this because I actually don't have any problem with talking for at least a minute.
At
Biggest
all.
problem is probably going to get me to stop. So, welcome to all of the distinguished Toastmasters, guests, and potential future Toastmasters. I feel like that's been the trick that everybody's been using to at least knock off 15 seconds. One of the things that I've been doing over the last couple of years is working with young people, and actually got an opportunity in both my capacity as professional, but also just things that I'm passionate about with the community, to work with the city of Palm Beach in regards to actually doing a program up there. And the goal within the next 6 months is to actually have these young men actually learn the principles of entrepreneurship and actually launch their business. And part of, ironically, what they will have to do in the process of launching the business is to do a business pitch where they get up in front of a group of people and they actually have to talk and speak with confidence about their business. So it's ironic because I have to tell them that I actually practice what I preach. And in the midst of me actually teaching them to do this and get up and speak, I usually do exactly what we're doing here, right? We put them in a hot seat and ask them a question and have them speak about that question and answer the question fully. So within the next 6 months, my goal is to actually get them to market, actually have them with a functioning running business, and have this program serve as a pilot for additional programs where we can build public as well as private partnerships with the organization I'm working with.
Thank you, Daniel, for letting us know how you're gonna grow in the next 6 months. And we have time for one more? Awesome. Let's see. where do you find inspiration? Nikki, where do you find inspiration?
Nikki, you're still muted. Nikki, can you hear us? There you
Oh,
go.
I'm being called. The moment
Yes.
that my
You
moment
missed the
that my
question?
headphones turn off, I did miss the question.
Okay, can you repeat the question, please? Madam
Where do
Susan?
you find inspiration? Nikki, where do you find inspiration?
Okay, good afternoon, distinguished Toastmasters. Where do I find inspiration? I find inspiration in my children. I have two beautiful daughters, and I look at them every day and I see how much growth and how far they could get and how good of a future they could have. So they give me inspiration. That's where I get my inspiration. Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master. Oh, my earphones.
Gotta keep going to the green card at least. You gotta keep going.
Oh, I gotta keep going?
Till the green card at least.
Okay. Well,
Your mama's
I called myself write down notes. Yeah, my mom, she's still on here. This is my first Toastmasters meeting, as we could tell. This is why I'm here, to learn how to speak and communicate and stuff. So how many more seconds do I have?
There you go.
Okay.
You did it.
Okay. Yay! Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Our table topic segment. Thank you for thinking on your feet. Thank you for participating in our questions. And now I pass the meeting back over to our Toastmaster of the day, Geraldine.
So much, Toastmaster Dr. Susan Manetta. I appreciate that. That's toast. Let me tell you, table topics is really my favorite part of the meeting, especially when I know I won't get called up. So the trick of Toastmasters is be the Toastmaster, because I've already had the chance to speak, so I don't have to worry about being called on. Or even better, be the table topics master, where you have an opportunity to ask the questions and you don't have to sit there. I mean, how many of you were sitting there thinking? Thank you. Great questions, great answers to our friends on Zoom. Great job. At this time, we go into the next segment of our meeting, which is an evaluations. And I will call on the evaluators. Oftentimes we have our general evaluator to do that, but I'm going to help her out tonight since I'm here in person and she's on Zoom. So we will start with our speech evaluator, and serving as our speech evaluator for tonight is distinguished Toastmaster Marcia Sims, who will evaluate our speaker of the night, distinguished Toastmaster Blaise Goldsmith.
Good evening, fellow distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, and especially Blaise. What a wonderful, wonderful, fun, invigorating speech. Goals versus growth. Tonight, I'm going to evaluate Blaise using what we call the sandwich method, meaning I'm going to start out with what he did well. Then I'm going to offer an area for improvement, and then I'm going to end with something positive. So here we go. What did Blaise do well? Well, he had a great topic. He was engaging. The smile, his gestures were amazing. He even did some really good things, like when he was explaining about running and he actually turned around and did the make-believe running thing, or the way he'd clasp his hands when he was trying to make a point, or things like that. His gestures were fantastic. Vocal variety was excellent. His speech had a logical flow to it. We could follow it. Like when he gave the examples using Toastmasters and his things that he's acquired in Toastmasters, his not drinking for 800 days and becoming a vegan. All of that, he took us on a journey with his presentation. He made 3 points. 3 points is always a good number because the audience can follow it. His humor was evident. His appearance was great. He was not disheveled. And he told us personal stories. And personal stories are always good to draw the audience in. Goals versus growth. Great topic, great way of handling that topic. But nobody's perfect. And as good of a speech as he did, there is an area for improvement, and that's this. When you first got up to do your speech, before you got warmed up, you were just doing like rocking, like back and forth, and it was distracting. Now, when I first met Blaze in our Toastmasters group, he was running back and forth and back and forth. So Blaze, I want you to know that's a really big improvement, but all that had nothing to do with the speech. It wasn't tied to anything. Then after you stopped doing that, your gestures were wonderful. Overall, you did a wonderful, wonderful job. And as usual, I am looking forward to hearing more. I love the way you do your speeches. In my opinion, they are poetic and you have that kind of flow. I enjoy it and I look forward to hearing more from you. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Marcia Sims, for that evaluation. Next, we will have our R-counters report. Our R-counter is Fong Lu. There he is. Fong Lu will now give us the R-counters report.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and guests. We did well today. We are almost flawless, but there's still a couple people I want to recommend. Even our distinguished Toastmaster, Blaze Goldsmith, he used extra one soul in his speech. Dr. Susan, 0. That's awesome. Nelia, you have 2 N's. Chris, you have 2 souls. And the last person is Nikki, 2 M's. Other than that, everyone is flawless. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening.
So much, Toastmaster Fong Lu. Next, our grammarian, distinguished Toastmaster Andrea Robinson.
Great evening, great meeting. The word of the day, disheveled. Several people use that. Toastmaster of the evening, our host, Michelle, our speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Blaze Goldsmith, and our evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Marcia Sims. Great job. If I missed anyone, charge it to my heart. To my head, not my heart. Words that excite me. There was a phrase, Blaze, Marcia mentioned poetic. Very much so. A dry January. I like that. Also, today marks 800 days since I took an oath. I had to change my focus from goal to growth. And one more, it's not about goals, it's about growth. Embody the entire experience. That was good. Chris, I'm glad to be in a room with people who are interested in learning. That was good. Alicia, there's an art to sleeping. That was good. Daniel, we put them on the hot seat. Put them on the hot seat.
And that is my report. Back to you, Madam Clerk. Distinguished Toastmaster Andrea Robinson. And in just a few moments, I will call our general evaluator to give her report of the overall meeting. So while she's preparing to do that, I will ask our timer, distinguished Toastmaster Alex, to come and give us his timer's report.
Thank you. And then Toastmaster. Even my report is as follows. Please, 5 minutes, 12 seconds. Marcia, 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Media, 109. Chris, a little encouragement, 103. Alicia, 145. Daniel, 133. And Nikki, 1 minute. That is my report.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Alex. At this time, I will ask our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Lori Bailey, to give a general evaluation of our entire meeting, including our speech evaluator, our odd counters, everything. Lord, distinguished Toastmaster Lori Bailey, you may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening, everyone. Again, it is my distinct pleasure to be before you via Zoom this evening. One of the very first things that the general evaluator will take note of is whether or not a meeting starts on time. I would like to say it really did start on time. It started with one of the Toastmasters asking those members via Zoom whether or not they were comfortable. They even gave us comments. Is there anybody from Zoom that would like to speak? So even though the actual meeting, Toastmaster Geraldine did not speak, something happened precisely at 6:30. So that is commendable. You have the 3 parts of a Toastmasters meeting. You had your speaker, you had your table topics master, and you had your evaluator. So kudos for an extraordinary hybrid meeting. This is indeed my first hybrid meeting. I'd like to commend all of those who are in the room. Everyone in the room actually did turn towards the camera so that those of us on Zoom could see you and hear you. Although the audio was not as it could have been, it still was able to be heard by everyone in the room. And I think those via Zoom also will agree. I'd like to make note during the table topics, just for a general note, if someone does not meet the minimum requirement for table topics, you go ahead and time them accordingly. You are not to come back and say, keep talking, keep talking. You just time them accordingly and they will get ready for the next time. We don't want to really put anyone on the spot specifically if that is their first time speaking. We want to also remember that whether you're via Zoom or in person, that is professional attire and that the cameras are on. I'm actually locked out of my home right now. My daughter, I think she's in the house asleep and she can't hear me knocking. So I apologize as a distinguished Toastmaster for being with you via Zoom in my car. Otherwise, I would have my camera on the entire time. Each part, each speaker, the evaluator, the art counters, the mayor, and the town all did their jobs with extraordinary finesse. No one seemed to be disheveled at all. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster. Job well done.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Lori Bailey. And thank you everyone for being here tonight. In just a few moments, I will ask our club growth director to come and provide you with some more information. But before I do that, I want to make sure that our visitors and members on Zoom, make sure you send your name, your email address, and your phone number to Barbara. I believe she put it in the chat already. Make sure that you give her that information so we can definitely follow up with you and keep up with you. I've also asked Barbara to put the new member application in the chat. So if anyone is interested in joining Toastmasters and you're on Zoom, make sure that you complete that form. At this time, and we do have forms for our visitors who are here in person as well. At this time, please join me in welcoming back to the front of the room, distinguished Toastmaster, Club Growth Director for District 47, Lois Margola.
Did you have fun? Was it what you expected? It was. Did you really like the meeting? Right? What about everybody else? Was it what you expected, Nikki? What did you think?
I thought, good evening, everyone. I thought the meeting went well. I'm a research person, so I kind of researched before I got here. So I knew that there would be a speaker, there would be table topics, there would be an evaluator. The thing I did not know was about this timer and that green paper. So I'm getting myself together for the next meeting. I hope to be a member soon.
All right. LaTanya, what did you think?
Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, well, I thought it was amazing. I always heard about Toastmasters and I always wanted to be a part of it. And so today I was truly excited about coming on and listening and I didn't know what to expect, but it has exceeded my expectations. And I know that Toastmaster is something that will most definitely help me grow in every area that I am venturing out in. So thank you all.
Well, thank you. And let's get some in the audience. Sean, what did you think?
I'm impressed.
Was it what you expected?
I had no idea what I was being roped in.
You're not the only one.
What did you think?
Yes, very, very much interested, and I would definitely like to be a part of the Toastmasters.
Well, we love hearing that. So a couple of things. Walt Disney had said, laughter is no enemy to learning. And I hope everybody laughed at least once, twice, maybe 3 times, because I thought there was quite a bit of laughter in this room. I'd like to tell you about the next step, and then we'll bring Michelle up to, well, before I do that, are there any questions about what you saw, maybe what you heard, how something was run? Did you have any questions? Oh, it's a quiet group. Yes, sir.
So completely unprepared for this, and I didn't know what Toastmasters was. I talked to a lot of people. They had nothing but great things to say, but no one ever told me what it was. Can you give me a full rundown of what Toastmasters is?
I can, because that is a fabulous segue into what we're going to talk about next. Toastmasters. You would think they paid him.
I want my cut.
$20. There you go. That's all it costs to get that.
20%, Chris.
So for the next 2 hours, we're going to talk all about Toastmasters. Toastmasters is all about the opportunity to grow and learn inside. It is about finding your voice, finding your confidence. How many here have started off, myself included, when I wanted to join Toastmasters, I looked at it, yeah, I'm not doing that, and wanted to walk away, but unfortunately similar to what happened with Blaze, they roped you in, they said, oh, come on in. I was like, okay, I didn't know how to get out of it. And I ended up staying, and now it's been a lot of years. But it is about finding who you are. It's about learning how to articulate your words. It's about learning how to have comedy when you don't necessarily feel comedic, because comedy actually sells your speeches. So you're going to be selling things. One of the things you might want to learn is, and if you know it already, don't know, is how to sell with laughter, because laughter does sell. If you want to work with the youth, Toastmaster has youth leadership programs, which is an 8-week speaking course, basically. It's a speechcraft that works with children, so you might want to get involved in that. It's about finding your confidence, who you are. Every step of the way, everybody has a different journey and it goes a different way. And the question is, what will your journey look like? We can meet, how often are you planning on meeting, Michelle? Weekly?
No, twice a month.
Twice a month. That's okay. Twice a month. So you're going to meet maybe the first Tuesday of the week and the third Tuesday of the, first Tuesday of the month, third Tuesday of the month, whatever day you all decide. And you come here and we don't run the club. You do. We do provide 2 mentors. Those are 2 individuals that will stay with you for 6 months to make sure that you understand all the ins and outs and all the different roles, and to make sure that you have all the tools necessary to make this club successful. You will have people that will teach you how to use our online curriculum. Though some of you might just take to it and not need any training, but we have fabulous trainers like Distinguished Toastmaster Barbara Gasser. We have training for different officers. It's about leadership. It's about learning how to lead. Some people have an office of one, and they don't really need to do leadership in their office because what are they doing? Okay, you do this. No, I'm not going to do that today. Well, you really should. It's kind of hard being a leader of one, but when you get involved in your community and you're out there working with other people, you naturally become a leader. We lead in our families. We lead in our places of worship. We lead everywhere we are. We just don't realize it. We do table topics every day of our life. But are we doing a really good job with the table topics? Are we able to articulate ourselves? Now, I have to tell you, I had the conversation with Chris in the beginning, and I tried to get him to tell me about himself, and all it was one sentence, one word here or there. So this had to really be blowing his mind, having to put a whole bunch of sentences together for a minute. So kudos to you that you stepped up to the challenge, but that's what this is about. It's about stepping outside your comfort zone. It's about learning and stretching and growing, and this becomes your safe space. And that's what Toastmasters is. So, Michelle, do you want to talk about your vision for this? And then I will be available to answer any questions.
Yes, and I'm going to turn the camera off while my posterior goes down. And then I don't make the same mistakes. I hope not to. So thank you all for being here at Her Power Space. Our goal is to call this the We All Win Toastmaster community. And I just want to invite you all, because we are entrepreneurs. We are constantly asking people to believe in our dream, to believe in themselves enough to invest in themselves, to purchase our dream, right? And so I actually, as part of my dream, build safe spaces. And I love that you said that. So honestly, I'm not going to sell anything. I'd like to yield my time to invite Jay up to say hello. Hi. This is Jay. Jay came with Chris, his godfather, and I believe he's the youngest person in the room. Although, you know, we'll compare birth certificates. Just in case. Right, exactly. So Jay, just want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you out other than your great godfather. So tonight, do you mind if I just give him a couple of seconds?
There's somebody
in the waiting room? Oh, Chris, can you let whoever just admit? But I do want Jay to at least tell us.
Okay, so I'm Jay. I'm in 7th grade and I've been pretty interested in public speaking and politics and all that stuff and the media and stuff like that. So I'm just pretty excited to come here with Chris, my godfather, and I'm pretty excited. I was pretty impressed with this.
So how old are you? You said 7th grade.
I'm in 7th grade, so I'm 12 years.
We all win. And the last point I want to make is that this is Her Power Space. We say a woman forward, men welcoming. All of hers are on Zoom and all the M's are in the space.
Virginia, can you please move?
All right, thank you.
Financial commitment already talked about it, or you do that in an email? Yeah. So Shane's going to follow up with all of you regarding the timetable. Just so you know, we need 20 people, and I'm counting, I think 10 or 11 that were here today. So if all of you just recruited one person, you have your club. That's all it takes. There's not a lot to it. So other than that, I thank you very much for being here. We do have some applications that I will leave with you. And I believe Barbara has sent them online, and you will also, Geraldine, would you mind sending applications virtually so she has them? And we are off and running, and we thank you for being here tonight and
Thank
sharing
you.
your time with
Thank
us.
you. In the conference room, and I'll be doing tours, and everybody who's on Zoom, thank you all for being here. Some of you have already been in the space, so thank you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Great meeting. Good night.
Good night.